By the time Stranger Things reached its finale, it wasn't just ending a story, it was ending a decade-long connection with its audience, and you can feel the weight in every choice the finale makes. The right side up wants to say goodbye properly. In many ways, it succeeds, but in trying to do everything, it also exposed the cracks that kept the ending from being truly great. One of the biggest issues is pacing. The final episode leans hard into closure, maybe too hard. The epilogue stretched onto the scenes after scenes set months later. On their own, most of these moments work, some of these are genuinely moving, but together they start to feel repetitive. Instead of one strong farewell, we get several small ones, and the emotional impact slowly fades. The handling of Henry Creel is another mixed bag. The finale reveals that it was Mind Flayer that corrupted Henry and turned him into Vecna, a reveal meant to reframe the entire villain. The problem is much of the information was already canon outside the show. For many viewers, the moment either felt rushed or already spoiled. What should have been a defining reveal ends up landing softer than it should have. That said, Jamie Campbell Bower is incredible. Even when the writing hesitates, his performance doesn't. He makes Henry feel tragic without fully excusing him, which keeps Vecna threatening until the very end. Still, ideas like his obsession with time and the world he wanted to create never fully pay off. The military subplot continues to drag the story down. It creates noise without adding much meaning. While it eventually feeds into Eleven's final decision, the emotional payoff could have worked without so much build-up from the show's least compelling storyline. The finale regains its footings once it commits to its characters. Hopper and Eleven remain the emotional core. Every scene between them lands. Eleven's goodbye with Mike is simple, restrained, and effective. It also helps that the show finally remembers why Mike mattered in the first place. Finn Wolfhard carries the final stretch with quite sincerity, even when it feels like it should have been happened much earlier. The final battle where everything converges. Eleven, Max, and Kali confront Henry inside his mind, while Hopper and Murray prepare to destroy the Upside Down. Elsewhere, the rest of the group fights their way into the abyss to rescue the kidnapped children. The episodes build steadily toward a psychic showdown inside the Mind Flayer itself. Kali's death is sudden and brutal, killed in the middle of chaos after being shot by Lieutenant Akers. In retaliation, Eleven turns Akers' own weapons against him. It's a dark moment. After the dust settles, the surviving group is captured by the military with no option left. Eleven chooses to step into the Upside Down moments before it's destroyed. It feels final. She shares one last kiss with Mike, and when the bomb goes off, it looks like she's gone for good. But Stranger Things can't resist one last twist. Mike believed that it was all an illusion, that Kali created a fake Eleven to spare him the truth. In the final moment, we see real Eleven alive, far away, finally at peace. Whether Mike is right or just in denial is left open, and honestly, the ambiguity works. In the end, a little too clean, maybe. And is Vecna defeated a bit too easily? Probably. But yeah, the finale still delivers what Stranger Things has always done best: emotions rooted in friendship. The entire group has to come together to end it. No lone hero, no clever tricks, standing for one last time. Just people who survived everything together, standing one last time. The Stranger Things finale isn't perfect. It's messy, overstuffed, sometimes frustrating, but it's also sincere, emotional, and clearly made with care. And in the end, that may be enough, because a goodbye doesn't have to be great to matter. It just has to feel honest. Thank you so much for watching.